Hello FSM team. This next video is meant to be an overview of how to use the what's going to be new to you page layout program, Page Builder. So instead of Elementor, we have one on here called WP Bakery. And I'll just show you, the basics of how all of these pieces on this page are built. We're also going to be creating some templates for you so that it's easier to add some of these things to the page, but I think it also helps to understand what's going on in the background here. So I do like to keep a tab open for the back end of the website and a tab open for the front end of the website so that I can click back and forth between the back end and the front end view. So that's what I've got going on here. First thing is that what you name the page is what's going to show up here in this blue bar up at the top. So that's going to be automatic. It'll already show up there. Here you can see that we've got these gray outlines going on here. So each one of these is a row, again, much like Elementor. Here's another row. This one is split into two columns. Right here is where you control the fractions for those columns. In other words, the relationship, the space that they take up left to right across here. So you can do thirds. Currently this is set up as 1/4, 3/4. You can manually enter in the fractions in some cases as well, but yeah, if you wanted to change this to 1/2 and 1/2, you could easily do that right here in any of these scenarios. You can see here we've got a button. Right here we've got a button. Right over here we've got an image. Again, I think much like Elementor, to add something to one of these blocks, you would just click on the plus here, and you get a whole set of options for what you might want to add. So if it's an image, you can come here. If it's a text block, you can come here. They're also kind of organized by topic here. Or if you're having trouble finding something, you can be on the All tab and you can start typing text and get the options narrowed down for you for what to add. It can also be very helpful to just copy existing elements on the page. So you can see we've got these headlines going all the way down the page. If you want another headline, instead of trying to pick that out and then manually change the color and yada, 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 what it can be very easy to do is just come right here. You can see when I hover over any of these different elements, whether it's the button, the text, the headline, the photo, I get this clone option or copy option. And if I just click that, it makes another one of those. And then I can drag that wherever I want. And then just update what that picture is or what that headline is, whatever the case may be. I can just say no to that image and then go and find the one that I actually want to use there. Same case with these headlines. If I wanted to add another row with a headline, I can come here and say add another row. It will put it in at the very bottom. I could drag that up here if I wanted it up at the top here somewhere. Then I could duplicate this headline, drag that down in here, and all I'd have to do now is update my headline. And I'm off and running. As I just showed you, you can obviously drag these blocks up or down to rearrange things. Items from within blocks also, as I kind of already showed you, can also be dragged from one item to the other. I think for the most part in building pages, what you're going to be using is headlines, text blocks, images, and buttons. And background textures and background colors. So I'm going to set up some templates. The templates you can find right here. Right now there's quite a few in there. I'm going to be cleaning them up and making them easier to find with names. But you can see if I come right here right now, I've got one here called Blue Panel, where I've done a generic version of this. So if I were to click that, what it's going to add is this new panel down here, and it'll have a headline, a white headline, a yellow headline, white text, and a button, all kind of generic, so that you can swap out any of these text elements. We're going to do same thing for a textured background, a lot of these different things, a single button, so that you just don't have to work through and style these things on your own. So for the buttons, you can see here when I hover over, just like with any of them, there is not just the clone, which I already called out, but this is the edit, and then this is the move, that's where you grab to move any of these. So for the buttons, if we go into edit that, this is where we would update the label of the button, what actually shows up. And then right here is where we put in the URL. So you can click that. You can either, search through something on the website, or you can just grab it directly by going to the page and copying in the URL for where it should be going to. For the button, as with an in-text link, if you're going outside of the site, let's say you're going to go to PDI or to some other partner website, you'll want to check this Open Link in New Tab option so that it does exactly that. It opens the link in a new tab, and when they're done with that website and they close it, the FSM site is still available to them. Again, here's where you set the colors for the background and for the text, but I will be setting up templates for this so that you don't have to worry about that, making sure that it's large and all of that stuff. If you do want to change the alignment of the button within a space, you can do that here. Typically, they're just going to be center aligned or left aligned. This one was covered in the Practicum library, but again, if you need to add a video, it's extremely simple. You can see here, you can just go to the add item. Here's the video player. Again, if you have trouble finding it in the list, just start typing, and then you've got video player. Click that. You can put in the link for that, and that is just going to span to fill the space that you've got it in. So here we've got it half and half. If you were to, instead make this thirds, then you would have a row of three videos across, and they would only be, they'd be smaller. If, like my scenario here, you've made some changes and then you decide I don't actually want to commit to those changes, you can just refresh the page and you will lose the changes, which is exactly what we want to do in this case. I do not want to save anything that I've done there. That really should give you most of the basic tools needed in order to modify and create pages. I will be creating separate videos, one for showing you all of the templates that are available, and another one, or maybe even more than one, that's going to cover the products and how to handle products. That's it for this one. Thanks so much.